They're given insight into the daily decisions the officers must make and, of course, the reasons behind them. And get this, the Academy also includes courses on patrol operations, canine, firearms, protective policing, proactive policing, drugs, use of force, and other very interesting topics. So it's a very, very cool thing. All the classes are taught by Cottonwood Police Department personnel as well, so you get to do that, get involved really intimately with your local police department. It's a great way and learn all that great stuff. We're so grateful that Sergeant Murie could take time out of his day to tell us all about it, so he'll be coming right up. Next up, we'll be joined by Deborah Murphy to discuss Reiki for Vets. Reiki for Vets is a program that provides free monthly Reiki to all veterans. This is available for all veterans. You didn't know about this, I know. That's why we're getting the word out. Reiki means universal energy, and having a Reiki session can remove blocks in your body and allow for self-healing, something pretty much everybody needs. Several local Reiki masters join every month on the second Wednesday at the Verde Valley Medical Center, and it's free. Did I mention that? It's free. Free. Reiki Master and co-founder of Reiki for Vets, Deborah Murphy, will be in the studio to share how this beneficial type of treatment can be used for our vets for relieving pain and promoting well-being. So it's good stuff. Then the first annual Sedona Books and Arts Festival will be happening September 9th through the 11th. This is a unique festival offering literary, theatrical, and visual art workshops for both the novice and the experienced. So there is something for everyone. Learning creative craftsmanship allows the spirit within us all to blossom. That is their motto. This festival spotlights the spirit of imagination through reading. Director of the Sedona Books and Art Festival, Tony Caetano, will be in the studio today to discuss all the exciting happenings at this brand new event that's sure to be as popular as a best-selling novel. Then we'll go on location and meet with equine gestalt coach Samantha Marshall and her equine partner Mariah. With the equine gestalt coaching method, the horse is an active partner in the coaching and healing process. Horses are deeply connected to our humanity, perhaps more so than any other being with which we share our planet. Ages ago, we humans, when we were still wild in our nature, horses formed a partnership that changed us forever. And now they've guided us out of the wilderness and into the light, as they say. With an EGCM, horses provide yet another invaluable service to humans. Once again, they're helping in the healing of personal issues that are causing us pain. So stick around and you'll see just how that's done in a few. Our final guest today will be U.S. Army combat veteran John Padgett, a professional musician since the age of 12. John Padgett is producing a homeless veteran awareness song called On These Streets Tonight. It will be out and ready by November 11th, or Veterans Day of this year, 2016, with 85% of the proceeds going to the Homeless Veterans Association. John's going to regale us with stories of his fascinating life with the Department of Defense's Armed Forces Entertainment Unit. He's filled with humor and poignancy, so you'll want to hear about that and hear about his website, Veterans Views and Voices. Good stuff coming up. But we're going to go ahead and get started. We're going to jump right in here with Sergeant Kevin Murie. Thank you so much for being here.
Absolutely.
Excellent. And we want to talk about there's so much to talk about, but we're going to try and focus just on the Cottonwood Police Department Citizen Police Academy. That's awesome.
It is. It
is. Really. When does it start?
September 1st, as a matter of fact. Yes. Yep.
Coming
less than a month.
Quick.
Yes.
Very good.
Yes.
How many people can you take?
You know, last class, I want to say it was in the 40s. So we can take quite a bit of people in the class. It runs for 2 hours. So, you know, we have a pretty decent sized facility to accommodate, you know, and I don't think we're going to turn anybody away.
Right.
So.
Well, that's good to know. That's because there's so many interesting things to learn about. What do you start off with?
Well, it generally starts with the introduction from our command staff, our chief, and our commanders. They'll come in and introduce themselves and kind of get the thing kicked off. And then, you know, the first class is usually on our patrol department, and you'll start meeting our officers and getting into that. And as the class progresses, as the weeks go on, you'll get into more of the specific detective, you know, things and SWAT, canine, and all the other interesting things of law enforcement.
Right. Yeah. There's just so many interesting things. What a great way to get involved and to figure all this stuff out, because you always wonder, how do they do that? You know, and you guys are out and about. I saw you at the Clarkdale 4th of July parade. You guys are out there, and then of course there's canine units there, and then at any big event, we're going to see you guys there.
Sure.
And there's so much that goes into that to be able to see behind the scenes, so to speak.
Essentially, yeah, that's what you're going to be doing. And the officers you'll find are very personable, so you'll have a chance to meet pretty much all of them in our entire department. So that's always important as well.
Right.
Is to, you know, you can start putting faces to names, and you know, you may have heard of them before, but now you can actually see their face, and they'll, you know, every officer does something different, so you'll be able to see the entire variety of how each one will handle a certain situation.
Oh, interesting.
That's
And what's your involvement?
I actually am the team leader on our SWAT team,
Right.
and the canine sergeant. So I have actually experience in running a dog in the past for a couple years, a narcotics dog. So you'll actually see me in both of those classes. And then we actually recently have developed an emotionally disturbed person's response team, and I'm actually the lead on that as well. So.
Wow.
Yes.
So that's the new
and
thing.
that's a new class this year, so we'll be
Really?
throwing that in. Yes.
How interesting that must be.
It
I'm
is.
sure
It's
that takes
interesting.
up a fair amount of
Sure.
your calls.
It can, and we're always hoping to find new ways to deal with them better,
Right.
and get them the help they need. So
Right.
the last thing we want to do is cause harm to somebody that doesn't need that. So.
Right, of course. Wow, how interesting.
Yeah, sure.
And wow, so is there do you talk about the SWAT? Is there a
Yeah,
little
there. In
class
a
on
lot of these classes, you'll actually see demonstrations from the canines themselves, and then SWAT as well. You'll see hands-on things, and we might be able to throw a flashbang or two, or do some other kind of demonstration for you. You'll be able to see our vehicles and how they operate and why we would use them, and so it's very interesting. The time is limited for the classes to 2 hours, and we can cover a lot in those 2 hours. So, but if people want to stay over and ask us questions at the end, we're always happy to answer those.
Wow.
So yeah.
That's incredible. How long have you guys been doing this?
To be honest with you, I don't really know. It's been a long time. Ever since I started, and I've been with the department 10 years. So it's been ever since then, and I think even before that, and I'm not sure exactly how long.
And have you been involved for the 10 years?
For the most part, yes.
Really?
Yes, almost all 10 years in different aspects. And as I've progressed in the department and taken on new roles, the classes that I teach are different. So.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's great. Is it, now you mentioned that pretty much every officer is going to be involved in this.
Yes.
Really? So almost every officer on the Cottonwood Police Department is going to be involved in teaching
Yeah,
something?
for the most part, yeah. They'll, a lot of them will be team teaching something. So if it's the fraud and identity theft class, they'll have a couple officers in there talking about the different steps that go into that, and that's pretty much with everything. And with our SWAT one, I'll have probably 2 or 3 at least of the guys that are on the SWAT team in with us, showing gear and talking about their role on the SWAT team, because everybody on the SWAT team plays a different role as well.
Fascinating.
Yeah.
Geez, it's just.
Sure.
It's what a great job to have to do all this stuff and talk about all this, and what a great service you're doing, by the way.
Thank
you
you
so much
Appreciate
for your
that,
service
yes.
as a police officer. I really appreciate it. I couldn't do it, so I really appreciate it. I'm too nice.
Thank you.
I was, I did some training with the police department in Florida, and they yelled at me all the time because I was too nice. Like, you're too nice.
Sure.
So I totally appreciate that.
We appreciate it. Thank you.
What do you think you've got? I mean, there's a whole list of classes that your guys are going to have during the Citizens Police Academy. Of course, we talked about the K-9. We talked about the SWAT. Now, the firearms one has to be really popular.
Sure, it is. And our lead firearms instructor, Sergeant Silvernagel, he'll be actually instructing that class, probably with some of the other firearms instructors that are there in our department. And it's interesting because in Arizona, obviously, we're a gun state, so everybody likes guns, everybody uses guns for the most part. And so people get a better understanding of the guns that we use as law enforcement and why we use the specific ammunition that we use. So, and then the training aspects that go into how much training we need to be able to do what we do. So
Yeah, a lot
it's
of
interesting.
training.
Yeah, absolutely, and that kind of goes hand in hand with our the most probably hot topic, the use of force in the media and things like that. So it'll kind of go hand in hand with that, and I think we even have another class on how to handle the media as well. So it'll be interesting, and people will learn a lot more for sure. And even if there's a doubt in their mind about law enforcement or the police department, I'm pretty sure we will change your mind.
Oh, I bet.
So yeah, it's good.
Yeah, and you're right about the use of force being the hot topic at the
is.
moment, for sure. And there'll be demonstrations, I'm
yes,
sure.
There's demonstrations. A lot of our specialties, there's going to be demonstrations. Like I said, K-9 SWAT. I'm not sure about the firearms program. I think they used to have a demonstration, but and I'm not sure if they're going to get back to that or not. But definitely, you'll be able to see the handguns and other firearms that we use, both for SWAT and this other class. So
right. Yeah, you've got quite a few weapons in the SWAT team.
We do.
For sure.
Yes.
Yeah.
And they all serve a different purpose. So and we'll discuss those as well.
See, I want to go. That's so interesting. I'm ready. Sign me up. Now, if they want to get signed up for this, do they have to give Commander, I think, a call?
Sure, either that, Sergeant Cody Savage is actually the sergeant that's in charge of the Citizens Academy, so
Okay.
you can give him a call as well,
Okay.
both at the police department, or stop by the police department. You can get an application or talk to somebody. Most people in the police department know that are working normal business hours know about it and can give you the details on how to get signed up for it.
Okay, so when you call, say, Sergeant Cody Savage, please.
Yes.
Wow, and it's 10 weeks long.
Yes.
That's and it's consecutive, just 10 weeks in a row.
Yes, every Thursday for 2 hours from 7 to 9.
From 7 to 9 every Thursday. So
Every
there's no
Thursday.
excuse.
Starting
It's
September
perfect.
1st.
It's after dinner.
Yeah, that's right.
Wow, that's, you know, Cottonwood is so great. The police department here is just so great. This whole area, the Verde Valley, we're really fortunate to live here. We've got our stuff together here.
Sure.
We really do, and the police department continues to up that and do that every year. I love seeing the vehicles and the presentation that you do every year at the fireworks display that they have over the fairgrounds.
Oh, sure.
That's fun. My daughter's like, I'm dragging her going, look at this vehicle, look at that. She's like, Mom, whatever. But that's really important, and of course, meeting the dogs when they're out and about. And what a wonderful way to answer all of the questions that you might have ever had about police work and issues and what's involved with that, and a non-intimidating way too.
Sure.
You know?
Yeah, it's a pretty laid back you know, thing. You don't have to dress nice to come. You just it's laid back and just learn about what we do and why we do what we do.
And is there a charge for this?
Nope, it's completely free. No charge at all.
Wow, that's amazing. See, there you go. Another wonderful free thing to do here in the Verde Valley. So it starts September 1st.
That's correct.
So they're going to want to call in the police department or walk into the police department and fill out the registration form.
Yes.
Ages, what's it open to?
You know, honestly, I don't think that there's a specific age, but if you're under 18, you should probably have a parent or guardian sign allowing you to attend the classes. But otherwise, however old you feel you want to
However.
Yeah.
One last question for you.
Sure.
What made you decide to become a police officer?
It kind of ran in my family. My father was a Department of Public Safety officer for 30 years, and you know, so it was kind of one of those things that I felt like it was either the military for me or this. And I had two older brothers who went in the military and told me don't go there. So I decided that I would stick around here. And
Good choice.
And I grew up in Cottonwood, so this is where I decided to.
Well, very good.
Yeah, start my career. Yeah.
That's great. Well, thank you for what you're
absolutely,
doing.
and thank you.
And thank everyone over at the Cottonwood Police Department. Thank
Appreciate
every police officer you ever see, because it's not a job you probably want to do. So again, September 1st is when it starts. Go ahead, call the Cottonwood Police Department, walk in, ask for Officer Savage, right? Cody Savage.
Sergeant Savage.
Yep, Sergeant Savage. Ask for him. Get yourself signed up. 10 weeks of a lot of fun. Thursdays from 7 to 9.
Yes.
So you're going to learn about canines and firearms and how to deal with the media. Everybody needs to know that. And all that good stuff you're ever going to want to know about police work. You're going to find that out. Fabulous. Sergeant Kevin Murie, thank you so much for being here.
Absolutely. My
really
pleasure.
appreciate your time.
My pleasure.
And we'll be right back, so don't go away.
Your seat cushion can be used to grant wishes.
Who said that? Hello?
Really can, you know.
You talking to me?
Sure am. Because the airline miles or dollars you donate to Make-A-Wish can help send thousands of kids on their wish trips. So donate to Make-A-Wish today.
You really should, you know. You really should.
And give wishes wings. Because wishes work wonders.
Todd's a great guy. I mean, look at him. What a sweetheart. Attaboy. Wait, Todd, what are you doing? How totally selfish and un-Todd-like of you. Come on, Todd. Come on, man.
And And welcome back to the Verde Valley Experience. I'm now here with Deborah Murphy, who is a Reiki master and the co-founder of the Reiki for Vets program. Thank you so much for being here,
Thank
Deborah.
you for asking me. I'm very happy to be here.
Oh, it's a delight to hear about this program.
I'm very excited about it. We started it last year on Veterans Day. We thought it was appropriate, and we're holding it on the second Wednesday of every month at the Verde Valley Medical Center.
Excellent, excellent. Now, give us some background for folks that maybe aren't quite exactly sure what Reiki is. Please describe Reiki for us.
Reiki is energy healing. Reiki means universal energy in Japanese, and that's where it started in Japan. And it eventually made its way to Hawaii and then made its way to the mainland. And basically, Reiki works with the energy centers and meridians in your body, and it clears out things that are blocking you. So it's kind of alternative medicine, I guess would be the best way for me to describe it. It's not taking a pill, it's basically working with your body's own energy, and I'm kind of facilitating that clearing.
So when you say to move out things that may be bothering us, give us some examples of what kind of things.
Well, if you have any kind of disease, if you have any kind of anxiety, if you're depressed, some of these things can help you. Reiki is very, it's unique in how it works, and the person that's actually giving Reiki is getting Reiki as well, so it's kind of a 2-for-1. So while I'm working on someone, I'm kind of getting the benefits of Reiki as well.
Well, that's
so
nice.
It's really a great thing.
It's a team healing.
It is a team healing, yes, exactly.
And I bet when you're dealing with veterans, you probably have post-traumatic stress issues coming up.
Yes.
Quite a bit, which can happen to anyone, but particularly our veterans.
Yes, that is one of the reasons why we decided to do this. Annette Moody is a veteran herself. And we started talking one day, and I said, I really want to do a Reiki for Vets program. And she goes, yeah, I want to do a Reiki for Vets program too. And I said, okay, great. So we kind of started moving it forward, and we've been putting the word out to different veterans organizations, and we just want more veterans to understand that Reiki is, even though it sounds different, it's a great way to kind of relieve your stress.
Yeah, and stress leads to so much. You know, there's a reason why disease is called dis-ease.
That's exactly correct.
Everything is based in stress and then blossoms forth into something else, unfortunately. So if you can get to that, and it's not new. It's been around for hundreds of thousands of years. Yes,
and it's just kind of coming into the mainstream now, as well as acupuncture and meditation, yoga, different things that you can do to kind of help reduce the stress, reduce the anxiety. And you're right, if something is bothering you in your body or in your spirit, things aren't going as well as you would like, it's going to manifest itself somewhere in your body. So this is just one of the ways in which you can naturally help yourself without taking a pill.
Right, right, yes. The way that modern medicine or Eastern medicine or Western medicine it's cover it up. Just here, take this, you'll feel better.
Most of the time, Western medicine wants to either cut you or give you a pill, and they're not really looking at what the underlying cause might be.
Right, the stress.
Exactly.
Yeah, that's causing the migraines or causing the stomach. Or
correct.
And with our veterans, you know, they've been through so much. You know, we have chemical exposure, we have, of course, post-traumatic stress, we may have injuries, we may have lots of other issues that come with being a veteran. And this is a really great way that's very, what's the word? Because you're not getting poked, you're not getting prodded, you're not having to do anything. You
It's a very natural way to help your body kind of heal itself. And I went through a lot of stress myself, and so I wanted to heal myself naturally because I had 3 doctors telling me I should have surgery. And I did a lot of investigating and said, no, it's not for me. I'm going to do what I need to do. So I started meditating. I started doing yoga. I started doing energy healing work. And here I am, and you would never know how bad it was back in 2009. So
wow, only 2009.
yeah.
And you look great.
Thank you.
And
I
so-
feel great.
Yeah, and that's what got you started on your
Yes.
Reiki journey.
Yes. I realized if it helped me, that I could help other people. And I had an uncle that died in Anzio in World War II. And so he's a big part of why I decided I wanted to do this for the veterans. And I'm very excited about bringing it to the Verde Valley.
Right. Now, it happens at the Verde Valley Medical Center.
Yes.
And you said it's the second Wednesday
Yes.
of every month.
Yes.
Okay.
So we just had one last week, and the next one coming up is September 14th.
September 14th. Very good.
Yes.
It starts at 6:30 p.m. and
Yes.
you do a little short intro for everyone. Is that
Yeah,
correct?
everybody speaks about who they are and what branch of the service they were in and anything else they want to say about themselves. We do a meditation for a few minutes, and then we talk about the meditation to see if there was anything that they experienced while they were meditating that they want to share with the group. They don't have to share. Nobody has to say anything. And then they choose the practitioner that's there that they want to do Reiki with. We have the room set up so there's privacy. There's screens in front of where you are going to be having your Reiki session, and so it's not out in the open. There's a sense of privacy there, and anything that's talked about between you and whoever's working on you is private unless you want to share.
Right.
So it's just really wonderful, and the veterans that have come to experience it have been very happy with the results, and they have expressed things that have changed in their bodies that they were surprised that changed. So that was
Wonderful.
really great.
Now, once you've chosen the practitioner of your choice and you're in your treatment room,
Right.
what happens next? For folks who may not know and might not have an understanding or be nervous about this, can you
It's
explain how this works?
basically you sit in a chair, and the practitioner may be standing behind you, maybe standing next to you, maybe sitting across from you, just whatever they feel comfortable with. You can do Reiki hands on or hands off. So if you're okay with being touched, the practitioner may put their hands on your shoulders, may put their hands on your head, may put their hands on your knee. And so it's just basically a transfer of energy. Our energy is kind of going into the person that we're working on. And Reiki can be felt different ways. Sometimes you're going to feel cold, sometimes you're going to feel hot, sometimes you're going to feel tingling, sometimes you feel the energy moving through you, sometimes you don't feel anything. So it's different for every person, and it's different every time you have Reiki.
That's true.
So it's really kind of a miraculous thing, and blockages are released, and people normally feel a really comfortable sense of peace after a Reiki treatment.
Yeah, it is wonderful. I have had experiences with
Okay,
Reiki.
great.
I broke my finger about 20 years ago, and I had never heard of Reiki, and my girlfriend goes, "Oh, come here, let me do some Reiki on you." I'm like, "Okay, whatever." It was amazing. I felt the warmth, I felt the tingly, and my hand healed so incredibly quickly.
Yep.
And it was so pleasant.
Yes.
And all she did was just sit there and barely hold my hand. So it's non-invasive.
Correct. Absolutely
very gentle.
non-invasive. Yes.
Yeah. And again, like you
absolutely.
said, it can be hands-on or hands-off depending on what you would like.
Right, exactly.
So, and
So
it's-
you
yeah.
get to choose, and then we come back to the circle, and if you'd like to talk about what you felt during the treatment or the session, then you certainly can do that. And if you don't want to say anything, you're not obligated to share. And I highly recommend it. It's a wonderful way to get some relief from whatever might ail you, and I look forward to seeing more of the veterans.
Yeah. Now, what do you think, How can we get more veterans to come to your program? What do you think we need more of to bring them in so that they can?
I think it's more.
It's free. Did we mention that? It's free.
It's free. I think it's more understanding that this isn't that outside of the norm, and the Veterans Administration has acknowledged that some of these alternative medicines are really working and very beneficial. As I mentioned, the yoga, the acupuncture, Reiki, massage, things that you can do that don't cost a lot of money, don't take a lot of time, and you're not putting a foreign substance in your body, and you're not having somebody do some kind of surgery on you. So I think we need to start looking at different ways of healing ourselves, and our bodies are very wonderful pieces of equipment, shall we say, and they can heal themselves if we give them the opportunity to do so.
Right, absolutely. And if you want your opportunity to do this, to experience the second Wednesday of every month at the Verde Valley Medical Center, you're going to go to Conference Room B. So that's where you're going to find it. But if you would like some more information, if you would like to get a hold of Deborah, that's really easy too. You can go to her website, which is evolvingwithadaptability.com. When you go there, beautiful website.
Thank you.
You can find out more about Deborah. You can find out more about Reiki, or you can go right to the Reiki for Vets program. If you click on that, it'll have the information. It has the exact dates. We've got September 14th, October 12th, November 9th, and December 7th, which switches, but you can see that on the website. So there's only one chance a month, which is, we'd love to have that be more, but you want to take part in that. So go to evolvingwithadaptability.com, or you can give Deborah a call if you'd like, 630-730-1070. There you go. If you have any questions, don't be shy.
No, pick up the phone. I've had several
Absolutely.
veterans call me and ask me about the program and what it involves and can they come, and I welcome the opportunity to speak to everybody individually, and don't be shy. Like I said, come on in. We're a friendly bunch, and we welcome everybody. We'd love to see you.
That's wonderful. Thank you for the work that you're doing, Deborah.
Oh, I'm honored to do it. I'm very honored to help those that have served our country, and it's a privilege for me to do this.
That's wonderful. Thank you for being on the show.
Thank you for having me.
Deborah Murphy, Reiki Master and co-founder of Reiki for Vets. Make sure you check it out. And we'll be right back, so don't go away.
Alvin and the Chipmunks want to remind you, bacteria can hide in food and make you ill.
Wow.
But you can keep bacteria from ruining your day with 4 simple steps. Clean.
I'm waiting for the rinse cycle.
Separate. Cook.
Fire in the hole!
And chill.
We chipmunks are notoriously tight.
Check your steps. The road trip to food safety starts at foodsafety.gov.
I'm Jenny Garth, and as a mother of 3, I know kids worry about a lot of things. Getting enough food to eat shouldn't be one of them. But here in America, that is a real worry for 1 in 5 children. Even though we are one of the most food-rich countries in the world, 15 million children don't know where their next meal is coming from. This is unacceptable, and something the Feeding America nationwide network of food banks is working to solve. Instead of accepting that our country lets billions of pounds of surplus food go to waste every year, Feeding America has made it their mission to help families in need by rescuing this food. Through food pantries and meal programs, the nationwide network of food banks provides more than 3 billion meals, serving virtually every community in the United States, including yours. Join me in supporting Feeding America and your local food bank by visiting feedingamerica.org. Together, we can solve hunger. Together, we're Feeding America.
And welcome back to the Verde Valley Experience. I'm now here with Tony Caetano, who is the director of the Sedona Book and Arts Festival, the premiere, the first, woohoo, the beginning of a wonderful relationship between everyone in Sedona and books and art.
Yes, we're hoping.
Awesome.
Yeah, we haven't had a book festival in Sedona for a couple of years now. A gentleman who used to run the Red Coyote.
Yes.
Joe Neary.
Yes.
Used to do it, and then he went out of business, and it kind of fell by the wayside. And this woman who is our executive producer, who pays all the bills, Mary Pillay, wanted to start this, and she came to OSHA Lifelong Learning at our Sedona, Yavapai College Sedona campus, and wanted to know if we would be interested in doing this. And I thought it was a great opportunity to give back to the community and to put on a production. I didn't realize how big a production it was going to be.
It's huge.
It is huge. But it's going to be going on September 9th, 10th, and 11th. It's going to be at the Sedona campus for the Yavapai College. We're taking over the whole campus.
Wow.
Yeah, we have about 59 authors already signed up to be exhibitors for the 2 days, Saturday and Sunday. And we have workshops that are going to be going on, starting from 9 to 5 every day. And we've got 28 workshops.
Wow.
And there's all kinds of workshops that we have 6 workshops for children on how to draw comic book characters, superheroes, and set up a storyboard. Jan Mark from Jaminals Comic Books is going to be doing that. We have a literary agent who's coming from Texas, who's going to provide one-on-one consults with people on how to pitch their novel for first-time writers. We have sci-fi writers, romance, self-help. We have all kinds of meditation. It's going to be quite a spread of different kinds of workshops. And we even have 2 workshops on a lady from Sterling Financial. She's going to be telling the people how to, set up their bookkeeping system, keep track of their expenses, and do their taxes.
Wow.
So that's going to be very helpful.
And you guys have done a good job here.
Yeah, we've been very fortunate. I just got somebody that called me like 10 minutes ago.
Perfect.
They want to be in it, and we still can take 2 or 3 people.
Really?
Yeah, a maximum we can have is 60, because we just don't have the space. We have 3 exhibit rooms. We're also going to have like a morning yoga session. Naomi Rose is a yoga teacher. From 8 to 9, on Sunday, she's going to do a yoga thing for people, early risers who want to get into that stuff. And then the workshops will start at 9 o'clock. We have Tom Bird, who's going to be our keynote speaker on Friday afternoon at 3 o'clock. We have a registration and reception from 1 to 5 on Friday the 9th, where people will come and register. We'll have snacks. And then we'll have Tom give us a presentation about his experience in how to write a book on, over a weekend, and also, how he got involved with the whole idea of everybody has a book within them, and you just need to find it, and you need to get that spiritual connection, and then it will flow. And he's going to talk about how that worked for him. And then the big thing is Friday night from 5:30 to 9 at the Sedona Performing Arts Center. We're going to have Kofi Baker is the son of Jack Baker, who was in the band Cream with Eric Clapton, and he's going to do what they with 2 other people. What they call the Cream Experience. It's going to be a concert with all of the Cream music from the 1960s, long before you were born.
Not that long.
Yeah. And we also have Joe Neary and his group, the Einstein group that he has.
Yep.
They're going to be the front band. So that's going to start at 5:30. And it's, we're coming right along. It's really exciting.
You've got a lot. Yeah, absolutely. If you go to the website, and you're going to find lists and lists. I couldn't make notes enough.
Yeah.
Lists and lists and lists and lists of all the workshops. And then you're going to have all these exhibitors, which you still have space for like 2 or 3 more.
Yeah.
Quick!
Yeah, and we have the website specifically for the Sedona Book and Arts Festival. It's SedonaBookandArtsFestival.com. So they can go on there, get all the information, and they can actually buy the tickets online through Eventbrite.
Very good. Very good. And how much are tickets?
Tickets are $45 for general admission, $65 for preferred seating, which is the middle aisles, and we're also selling 25 tickets for $100 with backstage pass to meet the members of the bands and have some refreshments.
Oh, how nice, hanging with the band, the refreshments. You are brilliant. You have thought of everything.
We're trying.
Yeah,
we're trying.
That is wonderful. This is a huge thing because it's a 3-day event.
Yes.
It starts on Friday with the kickoff at 1 p.m. for the introduction for everybody, and that's 1 to 5 on Friday, September 10th. On Saturday, you start at 9 a.m. and you go all the way till 6, which is great. And then Sunday, it's 9 a.m. until 4.
4 p.m.
And it's just go, go, go all the time, all the time, all the time.
Yeah.
And how would you pick which seminar to go to when? That's got to be the hardest thing.
Yes, that is definitely going to be the hardest thing. And I almost forgot, we're also going to have a poetry slam on Saturday night from 6:30 to 8 o'clock with Scott Graham, who does all the poetry slams. He's doing one there also, and we're going to do it like the regular poetry slams. We're going to have prizes for the best poets and whatever.
That's great.
So that's another thing.
And if they want to get it, if a poet out there happens to be watching, wants to get involved in the poetry slam, they go to the SedonaBooksandArtsFestival.com and they'll find the poetry slam there, and then they can sign
register.
themselves up.
Yep, they can
Does
register.
it cost to register for the poetry slam?
No, so registration's free.
I love poetry slams.
Yeah.
Thank God they made a comeback.
Yeah, yeah.
They are so much fun and so expressive. And just all of this, you know, the literary arts are just the expression of our truest form. You know, the writing of a book, and I love that saying, everyone has a book inside that needs to come out. That's true, and some of us have more than one book, for sure, but getting it started, writing that first page, moving forward, getting your inspiration for something is challenging sometimes.
Yes, it is.
Yeah, but it doesn't sound like it'll be challenging after a weekend with the Sedona Books and Arts Festival, for sure. That's amazing. And then to pull the band in there.
Yep.
And then, of course, there's refreshments involved in that. How about during the day as this is all going on? Will there be refreshments available?
There'll be refreshments available, and we have a couple of vendors that'll be selling hot dogs, hamburgers, and wraps, vegetarian stuff.
So you can have a quick
gluten-free
snack.
stuff.
Hooray for gluten-free!
Yes, got to have the gluten-free.
Yep. So you can have a little nosh and go right back, you know, to the demonstrations or wander the aisles with all the exhibitors, and you've got all the bases covered. You guys are doing an awesome job.
Oh, thank you.
And this is the first of many. This is going to be huge. Absolutely world-renowned.
And I have to give a shout out to Christina Murie. She's our event coordinator, because without her, this thing would not have been put together.
Thank you, Christina.
Yes, thank you
we
so
love
much.
you. Check out SedonaBooksandArtsFestival.com. That is coming up on September 10th, September 11th, and September 12th. And you want to go ahead and get your
9,
tickets?
10, 11.
9, 10th, 11th. Oh, I got it backwards. Anyhow, blonde. 9th, 10th, and the 11th. Check it out. You can still get yourself in. There's still some tickets left if you want to go spend an evening with, what is it, an evening with cream?
Evening with cream, Coffee Baker, the
Or
cream
Coffee
experience.
Baker. And Coffee Baker is so cool anyway. So to have him brought in is just so cool.
Yeah.
Thank you. Tony Caetano, thank you for being here.
Thank you, Jennifer.
Thank you for what you're doing as the director of the Sedona Books and Arts Festival, and thank you for everything you do with Ollie as well.
Thank you.
Wonderful, wonderful place.
All right.
And we'll be right back, so don't go away.
Don't wait. Communicate. Make your emergency plan today.
This is the story of a boy who is very sensitive to lights and sounds. So he built secret hiding places where nothing could get in. The boy didn't like looking people in the eye. It made him feel uncomfortable. One day, he found out he had something called autism. His family got him help, and slowly, he learned how to live with it better.
Early intervention can make a lifetime of difference. Learn the signs at autismspeaks.org.
And welcome back to the Verde Valley Experience. We're now out here on this gorgeous, gorgeous day. I'm here with Samantha Marshall, who is a certified equine Gestalt method coach. This is Mariah, who is she a facilitator?
She's my partner.
She's your partner, okay. And we're here to introduce you to something called the equine Gestalt method. Now, Sam, tell us a little bit about what is Gestalt?
Well, Gestalt really is a German term, and it just simply means wholeness. And usually any issues that we're dealing with that are causing us difficulties at the moment are based on something that happened in the past. Mm-hmm. So Gestalt means we just go into the past and we find what it was, we bring it up and resolve it, right, or eliminate it.
Okay.
And then we use the horse as our partner after that. They just come in and basically anchor it like a touchstone, if you will. Mm-hmm. And it's pretty hard to forget something that you have happen when you're with a 1,000-pound animal.
Yeah,
you know,
I'll say.
It sticks with you forever.
That's amazing. So yeah, Gestalt is a type of therapy, and we add the horse to it. We call it equine Gestalt. Now, correct, why the horse? Why not a dog or a cat? What makes this so different?
Well, it's fascinating because the research that they're doing at the Heart Math Institute with the heart, and they're measuring actually with some machine the energy fields that the heart emits, and it actually emits more than the brain, if you will. Huh. And so our humans goes out like 8 to 10 feet, and the thing that's amazing is the horse's heart is 5 times bigger than ours.
Right.
So if you can imagine the power, number one, and how far out it goes, number two. And not only that, but they live in a natural state of harmony with the universe, with the plants, the animals, everything. Right. So when you come together with them and you're in their presence, you automatically open your heart and begin to resonate in a state of harmony and peace and tranquility and all the good things, you know. Right. And the research shows that physiologically, it reduces stress, it eliminates anxiety and anger and all the hostility, all the negative things, and brings you into a state of healing and harmony. So you automatically get there with them, and after we've taken someone into their challenge, brought them out of it, eliminated, then the touchstone takes place.
Right.
And you know, I can tell you a story of somebody that I had. I had this gentleman, not only was he afraid of horses, but he was really highly, highly stressed. And he came to me because he wanted to get rid of the stress. So we did a process, and we did our Gestalt thing. And then I brought him in with the horse and had him stand on a stool and actually lean over the horse so he could feel the horse's breathing and be right there. And I said, now you remember, make references and pay attention to what's happening right now and how you're feeling. And so then he told me, he gave me feedback, and he said, you know, when I got back and I started to stress out, the first time when I remembered the horse, it took about a minute. He says, but after that, it was instantaneous. Every time I got stressed, I remembered my experience and the stress was gone.
Right. So that, and we all know that animals alone do for stress.
Yeah.
You know, they say owning an animal, of course, will reduce your stress, but using an animal that most people don't have around the house.
Yeah, exactly.
It is an amazing technique to facilitate in people's growth and healing. So that's an amazing field that you've gotten into.
It's so exciting, and I see so many things that, you know, it just makes me filled with joy, because what better life could you have than
than playing with horses?
Playing with
Absolutely.
horses and helping people heal.
Yeah. What does it look like when you do a session? You bring some. She's going to roll now. Bye. Oh,
she says,
the life of a horse.
Nobody's bothering me.
Yay. Yeah. We could just drop down and roll in the mud anytime we felt. That's a stress reducer, right there.
It is, and you know what?
Yeah.
They actually align their spine when they do that.
Ah, well, there you go. Now, see, we get a little shake.
Yeah.
Sometimes you get a little shake with that.
After that, maybe that.
Yeah, we were talking about stress reduction, and Mariah just gave us a beautiful example of equine stress reduction.
She certainly did.
There we go.
Yes, a shake. Yeah, well, it's, you know, the thing that happens with the brain is that the heart emits so much energy that it creates beta endorphins in the brain, which is the automatic pain reliever, number one, and the stress reducer, and the state that we need to be in when we're happy and feeling good. So it gives you feelings of empowerment and self-confidence and just about any kind of a challenge that you're dealing with, we can fix it.
Right.
You know, I mean, and they just do it automatically.
Right. The animal definitely helps along with that. So it's a bit of a different type of therapy. You know, a lot of us know talk therapy, where you sit in a chair and you talk to somebody. There's so many different options for therapy now. How long has the equine gestalt therapy been around?
You know, we're fairly new. Melissa Pierce, who started it and is a long-term horsewoman, started this process, and I would say probably about 5 years ago. And we now have therapist coaches, I would say therapist coaches, actually, in Canada and other parts of the world and all over the country.
That's true. Yeah. Yes, go to egcmethod.com, and that'll get you, all right, that'll get you to what you need to see. There's a great link there for lots of information, lots of pictures, lots of video. Of course, there's a section if you're interested in finding someone in your area, egcmethod.com. There we go. Now we're getting a show. Something's going on in the neighborhood. So that's really interesting. What got you into this particular field? What made you want to help people in this way?
Oh, you know, it's an interesting story, because I actually had an experience, and I met Melissa, and she said, would you like to experience? She was telling me what she's doing, and I said, oh my gosh, that's fascinating. She said, would you like to have an experience? I said, absolutely. So she put me in the round pen with a big gypsy vanner who is at 1,600 pounds, huge, and she said, now close your eyes and just center yourself, and when you get there, let me know. And then she said, visualize a horse coming up to you from the left, which happened, and this gypsy vanner came up and literally took her outside feet off the ground and leaned at the heart level into my heart and downloaded heart energy.
All right.
And then she walked around to the other side and did the same thing on the other side.
Nice.
And I'll tell you what, my feet did not touch the ground for days.
At least. That's an amazing experience. I can see how you would want to bring this forward with you.
I just said I have to do it.
Absolutely.
I have to do this.
So make sure you check out egcmethod.com. Absolutely. You want to get more information about this relatively new way to do wonderful things for your life. Thank you, Mariah. And this is Mariah. She wanted to make sure that she got in on the gig here.
Come here, babe.
Come on. Thank you guys very much for watching the Verde Valley Experience. We've been here with Samantha Marshall, who is a certified equine gestalt coach. And we'll be right back, so don't go away. Camera hog.
They told me a bottle couldn't dream. That I would never become a superhero. but I learned how to fly. Just to come back in a new disguise and be the hero that I've always wanted to be.
They're coming. Places, everybody.
Light check. 1, 2, 1, 2.
Everything looks good on our end.
And lights.
Come alive with the forest. Visit discovertheforest.org to find a forest near you.
This new dad is picturing a tree house in the sky, but he's ignoring the instructions. Good luck, big guy. His kids know that he's building without a clue. Never been so good with nails and glue. Now we're trapped inside a box. I hope mom knows what to do. Mom! See, you don't have to be perfect to be the perfect parent.
Thousands of siblings in foster care will take you just as you are.
And welcome back to the Verde Valley Experience. A little change up for you today. Instead of our musician playing a song, we're going to talk about a song with a musician. We're going to talk about a very important song. This song is called On the Streets Tonight. I have with me U.S. Army combat veteran John Padgett, who is also the president of Veterans Voices and Views. Some good stuff happening here. John, thank you for being here.
Thank you for having me, really.
Absolutely, absolutely. Tell us a little bit about yourself for starters.
Started out working for the airlines, got drafted, went into service, played combat vet, come home, took on the job, raising a family and so on, and playing music all my life. Been playing it since I was little. Got a call, I wanted to do USO tours. I got a call from a friend of mine up here in Cornville. And we started hooking up, and we ran into a lady from the Arsenio Hall show named Tangi Thomas. She liked the band. She put us into touch with USO, and we ended up doing all six USO tours, 28 foreign countries in 30 months.
Wow.
So it was an awful lot. We've been everywhere doing this. When I was in Germany, as that article you read said, I ran into a lady that she was a German lady helping us set up the show. She said, "Can I ask you a question?" I said, "Sure." She says, "How come a country so rich and prosperous as the United States has homeless veterans?" And I just looked at her and I really couldn't answer her question. She says, "In our country and among our people, that's a black eye to America." I said, "It is."
Yes.
And I never forgot that. So when this opportunity came along to put this song and this video together, I said, that was the inspiration. That's where it came from. Being a combat vet and being a veteran here in the Valley and so on, they need a voice. They really do. They need somebody to be able to speak and get their information out for them, get something to them that they need. So Veterans Voice and Views is going to be that. It's in the process of being put together as we talk. The song won't be released till Veterans Day, November 11th.
All right.
So I can't really get into the song part of it.
Can't give away anything.
I can't give away anything, yeah, right. But that's how it all come about. And I'll be real honest with you, Jennifer, it's taken on a life of its own. I was really surprised. The article that you read has spurred a lot of stuff, and I was amazed that that's how it's come about.
Right.
And so when you guys called me, I said, absolutely, I'll be here, because it's an opportunity to speak and tell everybody what's coming and what's going to happen. And I know the value because I'm in the situation with the veterans. I have a claim in for Agent Orange that's not been addressed and not being done. It's going through the process that's 4.5 years old already. It's just way too slow. It doesn't have to be that way. Veterans have a lot of issues, PTSD, suicide, all the things that these veterans are going through that seem to get swept under the table somehow. And I don't like that because those are the people that have kept this country free. And I've been to the other countries that aren't free, and I know what the lack of freedom is. And when you see that firsthand, do you realize how enriched we are and what we're about, and we need to take care of these people. So that's kind of where I'm at today.
Very good.
And I'm hoping that we can really launch this thing and get it off the ground.
Yeah, well, it seems to be off the ground and running.
It is.
Yeah, for sure. Now, tell us, how long did it take you to write that song, On the Streets Tonight? Is it something that just poured out of you 1 minute, or did it take some work?
It did, in a way. The words, the phrases and the words and everything, or statements that I've heard from veterans. You know, cardboard box for shelter and long soup lines. The life he loved and dreamed of is so far out of sight. Broken, cold, and lonely on these streets tonight. Just some of the phrases in it.
Right.
You know, the scars they have, they live with, the scars they carry with them, both outside and within, serve as a reminder. And so those words have all been from veterans that I've talked to and know. And so it was just a matter of putting them in some kind of a chronological order that the song could fit to.
Right.
And it's a realism. The veterans that have seen the song say either you've experienced this or you know firsthand how to write it, because you're hitting home really hard. Right. That's good. That's what I want.
Right. And you've got both. You have that experience. It is home. It is coming from your heart.
You know ASPCA, that Sarah McLachlan that did that song, In the Hands of the Heart.
Yep.
You know the impact of that song, how hard that is for people to watch sometimes.
Yep.
I am trying, if I can make half that impact with this song with the same concept, I will have succeeded in what I wanted to do.
Yeah.
And so that's where it's headed.
Well, your line of broken, cold, and lonely on these streets tonight, I gotta cry. So right there, just that one line.
Yeah, I gave it to the videographer that's going to shoot it. He's a 5-star videographer, and his wife read the lyrics. She read all of them. She just didn't read the one line. And she started crying. She said, "Man, that's powerful."
Yeah.
I said, "Okay, that's good."
That's right.
I want to have the same impact or something close to that ASPCA thing, because that tears everybody's heart out.
Oh.
The minute you see it.
Oh, awful.
And she's got, what, 15 or 20 videos out
Right.
does that. If I can have half that much impact,
right.
we will make a difference.
Right, and what you're doing is you're giving away 85% of the proceeds going to the Homeless Veterans Association. That's how you're making a difference here.
I'm not rich by any stretch of the imagination, but they need it worse than I do.
Yeah.
I'm doing fine. I mean, I am who I am, and I'm doing fine, but I can show you a bunch of them that aren't.
Right.
The one guy that's in the video, he's a 4-time combat vet in Vietnam. He's a mess. But he still keeps going every day. So when you look at him and you think, he haven't got it so bad. You know, he was in the same mess I was in, but he didn't come out as good.
Right.
So you have to consider that, you know, and so that's what I'm trying to portray, and that's what I'm trying to accomplish. And it's hard, but I think if they got the voice and the right people put the word out, it'll make a difference. You know, and that's where I'm headed with it.
It can't help but make a difference.
Yeah, it really is. So.
Absolutely, absolutely. So the song On These Streets Tonight is set to be out and ready to go by November 11th, which is Veterans Day of this year, 2016. And John's working on the Veterans Views and Voices, which is coming around, and that's coming out sometime around September.
It'll be out hopefully by the end of September when I can, as much as I can get done, as quick as I can get it. It will be the small nonprofit, and the proceeds that come in, anything that comes in from this song or anything else, goes to that. I'll put it out to the National Organization of Homeless Veterans. Right. I know, as long as we got enough money to operate the small operation. If it gets big, well then it gets big.
Yep.
You know.
And I think it will. I mean, it can't help it.
I hope so. Boy, I hope you got the same enthusiasm everybody else got, because if you do that, then you can see the direct benefit of what's happening.
Oh, yeah.
And so many things you can't. And I'm not the type of nonprofit that says we give 20 cents to the dollar to the cause. We take it's the opposite for me.
The complete opposite, yeah.
Because I've been there and done that, so I know what their needs are.
You do, and it's time. It's definitely time for something like this. You know, I make a point of whenever I see someone, a veteran, wearing a cap or something that says they're a veteran, I say thank you for your service, especially the Vietnam vets. And they always go, oh.
Why is that?
There was a time nobody thanked us. There was a time we were, and now we really need to thank our veterans.
I know, because it happened in the group I was in when I was coming home from overseas. We got spit on, and that's a true deal. that was our homecoming. I'm glad they don't do that today, for God's sakes. It's terrible what they did.
We've learned that was a terrible mistake.
It was.
Yeah.
And I understand the protesting and all that stuff, but a bunch of us, we just did what our country asked us to do.
Absolutely.
You know,
To
we
protect
gave up stuff
everybody else
too.
in the country.
Yeah, we gave up stuff too. And when you go to other foreign countries like I've been and see what freedom is and how tough, for example, Israel has to fight to keep their freedom, oh, it's terrible there. I mean, it's rough.
John, thank you for what you're doing. Thank you for your passion for
You're
our
welcome.
homeless
Thank you.
vets. Thank you for your service. Very, very much appreciate you. If you want to get a hold of John, if you've got something to add or a question to ask, or you want to help out with this project that's going to benefit the homeless vets of America, you can contact him on his email. It's jpadgett58@msm.com, or you can give him a call at 928-202-0906. If you want to get involved, make sure you thank a vet. We owe them quite a lot. So thank you, John. Appreciate you being here.
Thank you for having me on.
Thank you all very much for watching the Verde Valley Experience. We really appreciate it. You can watch this show and any other that we've done before by going to verdevalleytv.com or to YouTube. You can check out the Verde Valley Experience that way. We also have a Facebook page for the Verde Valley Experience. You can watch us over and over again. And we'll see you next time.